conceded one. Decent. I don't know what you made of it.
I was actually listening to you last time out, and you are the only one who sounded optimistic about Harambee Stars and who they beat and how they have been performing in the recent. And I thought that going down early against Zimbabwe, maybe they could have crumbled in the past. But then what you saw from them was a coordinated effort, and special credit to Olunga for scoring that hat-trick. But then what you are seeing now is the continuation of a very good pattern by Engine Firat. Yes, we beat Zimbabwe. They are 124th in the world rankings.
And Malawi, who are 122nd.
122nd. So there are people who are close to us.
Yeah. We beat our age set. You start with the people around you.
Yes. So whatever they are doing right now is that they're standing on business. And so that's a very good confidence booster for them as they head on to the World Cup qualifiers in June.
Teddy?
For me, I think how Engine Firat has been able to blend the experience and the youth in this team is what is key. Because you saw even in the first game we were able to control the game. Even in the second game when we conceded the first goal, I thought it was a really good thing to see how the players showed up, how they stood up when they were goal down.
Yeah.
And with Olunga coming up with the goals, I think it's really good because he's been there. He seems to have a thing with the goal. He always seems to come up with the goal, with the important goals for Kenya. And I think we still have, I think, maybe two more years with him.
Yep.
At his peak.
Yep.
So we have to use the most out of him because he's there. He'll always be there for us in terms of coming up with the goals. And I think from what Engine Firat has showed us, there's progress and there's a constant for us.
Yeah, it was also good that he answered some of the question marks that were over him, over missed opportunities last year. And him coming back and saying, guys, I'm still the guy who scores the goals for the national team. So,
I really don't understand the noise that people make around Olunga. People, he's missing.
Yes.
Guys, Alan Shearer, before the Euro 96, went for 2 years without an international goal. 2 years. 15 games. Or something. But then it was 2 years before the Euros.
Yeah.
And what did Terry Venables do? He stuck with him. And then we talk like we have this gazillion other we talk like we are Germany with goalkeepers. Like, we could have this one. No, guys.
Yeah, we don't.
He is our main guy.
Yeah.
He is our main striker. You have got to let him go through that poor run of form and then you let him turn it around. I know people will say it's only Zim, it's only Malawi, but the truth is it's 5 goals.
Yes.
And like Teddy says, he has a knack for always showing up in occasions.
Yeah.
Kenya's first win of note at the AFCON.
Yeah.
He shows up, man of the match. Kenya beats Cape Verde at Nyayo Stadium. Really, really big game when the team had gone through hell in the preparations. Olunga finds the goal. Kenya beat DRC. He always has, he sort of steps up with those key goals.
Yeah.
It was his birthday. We started joking, birthday boy. He scored the hat-trick on his birthday. There's something about Michael. And I know guys will say, but no. Guys, I think at times we are too harsh. For a country that doesn't really have a lot of football pedigree, we are very harsh. I understand us being harsh in athletics because we were number 1 to 5 in the women.
Yes.
Yeah, so we are like, but football is not the same. Football tunabambanya kidogo. It's for hustling. It's for
that goal was really good.
Yeah, especially the hat-trick.
Yeah, from range.
Was confidence.
Yes. What did you think about Okumu's performance?
Crouch is coming back from injury.
Yes.
I think if you give him that ball 5 out of 6 times, he clears with his left rather than with his right. That's hence he causes their own goal.
Yeah.
But Crouch again.
Yeah.
Our best player up front is Olunga.
Yes.
Our best defender is Crouch. And please let's leave it.
Yeah.
And those are the ones that are others.
Yes, they are.
Our best guy is Crouch.
Yeah.
If Crouch plays the way he should to his ability, our chances increase exponentially. He scored last night, by the way.
He did, yes.
Fantastic.
Fast goal,
I love him. I think he's growing. We just need to let him grow. The guy I'm more worried about is Omurwa. I want him to continue the development quickly.
Okay.
No, not.
He's impressive.
No, I just want him to continue the development. Like, I can see there's something.
Yes.
So I'm hoping it rises quickly.
Yes.
I'm not worried about left back because Marcelo came down again last night.
Yes.
And Marcelo will play left back and he'll be solid.
Yeah. Though even Mahiga did put a shift.
Yeah. That's why I said. That's why I got positives. And guys, normally I analyze with no feelings.
Yes.
Harambee Stars takes me through so much highs and lows.
Yeah.
I choose to enjoy the highs and feel the lows. So if I get a high, I enjoy it. If I get a low, I enjoy it.
Yeah.
So Marcelo will be back.
Yep.
He's solid. I
Yes.
hope, though he's been
On and off.
with Kenya, he hasn't, like, he looks a bit like the way Victor looked towards the end of his career. So we need to get him motivated for Harambee Stars. Anyembe, seems we have finally solved our problems at right back since Anthony Kimani, who's now coach of Ulinzi, was playing right back. Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm okay with that.
Yes.
I like Okumu. Let him continue. He was coming back at a layoff. It's fine.
Yeah.
People score own goals.
Yeah.
People. Their own goal for Luton last night was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. I couldn't understand what the guy was doing.
Kabore, yes.
Yeah. So I am happy. My only fight
Yes.
with that tournament is that we called it a Foundations tournament and there was a trophy.
And there was
That's
a
my
trophy.
only fight because I don't see why it's a trophy. It's a series of friendlies.
Yeah.
There shouldn't be a trophy. I feel a trophy should have a particular level of significance, i.e. Sekafa, i.e. Chan, i.e. AFCON. But that trophy is just like the Emirates Cup that Arsenal play at the start of the season. So essentially, it's not really a trophy. That's my only commotion with it.
Yeah.
But since we are in an era and a generation where everything is rewarded, so be it. It's your generation.
Well, at least
Your generation rewards everything. You know, their kids are no longer ranked in schools. Everyone gets a trophy for something. So all those friendlies that were held in all those 4 nation tournaments. So I'm assuming everyone got a trophy. And the next one, everyone will get a trophy. Like Oprah used to say, you get a trophy. Everyone gets a trophy. That's the only beef with it. I didn't see why the trophy should be there. But in terms of that, the team is building.
Yes.
And again, this guy has no reason to not succeed.
Firat.
Yes, the kind of friendlies and preparations he has is the best of any coach I have ever covered in charge of Harambee Stars. Friendlies.
Mm-hmm.
How many friendlies has he had this year?
A lot. Okay, this year, these are the first.
These are the first.
Yes.
But,
The first.
okay, go back to end of the season, last season, to now.
Yes.
He's had 7, 8.
Mauritius, the Pakistan one.
I
He had
remember-
against Russia. Qatar.
Exactly. I remember days when the national team coach just called the players and they played.
I thought you were going to say Gor Mahia Select. They played Gor Mahia Select.
No, like they didn't have the friendlies
They
were
didn't have
exactly
the-
versus
yeah.
Gor versus Madara. It's good to see this guy. So he
Yes.
has no reason to not put in a shift.
Yeah.
Do I think Kenya will go to World Cup? No. But I need that. I maintain this should be a build up to AFCON 2027. You build the good habits, like Yanis says. Habits. Some of the guys will not be in the team, but a big chunk of them will be in the team. If I'm Kenya, I am worried about one position. The goalkeeper.
Okay.
Because Matasi's been around for a minute and a half.
Yes.
You need to know who is the next guy.
I think it's Brian.
Has he shown something?
He has only that he suffered the injury.
Yeah,
And-
but I
and
need
then
him to.
he's
I need. Look.
Yeah.
All these coaches see all these keepers. They go back to Matasi, and Matasi is solid.
Okay, though that this one was pretty nailed on, given that Brian was out for a sustained period. He only came back.
How
week
many
ago
games has
for Bandari.
Brian played under Firat?
2. It's now 2.
Exactly.
So far.
So I need
Yeah.
someone to push,
Okay.
someone to knock on the door and say, I want that position.
Yeah.
So that
Time.
we have backup there.
Yeah.
But the rest of the squad has got a bit of, it could be there in 2027. A big chunk of this squad, I think, could be there in 2027. The only person I'm removing out of there is
Teddy.
maybe Olunga.
Akumu.
And Teddy may or may not be there. DMs sometimes tend to stay for
Timbe.
because he's not playing. Although Timbe, again, we don't have many different options. But the core of this team would be there. Marcelo would be there. Anyembe would be there. Okumu would be there. Omuro would be there. Odada would be
Odada,
there. You see, so already I have like 5-6 guys.
Yeah.
So we
Fine.
build on it.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's all.
Yeah.
Final one, so that I finish this Harambee Stars bit. So Olunga is, depending on who you listen
Wow.
to, he's 29 goals.
Yes.
He's very near. The record, first of all, Kenya is a bit fish. We are not very
I
sure.
don't know who's on top of the list.
But the,
Whatever I've heard is Chege.
yeah.
I've heard is Chege.
There is
Who's number one?
Chege Uma. There's actually there's someone
So
who
many.
tweeted something about. Let me see if I can find
Oh,
it now that
please,
my computer is not working. There's been all sorts of names
Yes.
as to who is there, who is
man.
not there.
So confusing.
But the name that everyone draws, of course, is Dennis Oliech.
Uh-huh.
And I wondered, how do you guys think he ranks? How does he compare?
Based on what I've seen,
Yeah, based on what you guys are.
Olunga now. I
Yes.
think he's second to Oliech.
Because they had seen a list from a
Yes.
guy called Pony Tribune, and he had said that Chege Uma with 35 goals,
Yeah.
and then Dennis Oliech with 34, Lidonde with 33, Olunga with 29.
So it's pretty much
So
near.
he's about 6 goals away
Yeah.
from becoming the all-time guy.
2 more friendlies.
Yes.
how do you think he compares? And I hear about Chegeuma. Of course, I never saw him. I hear about Lidonde. Never saw him.
Mm-hmm.
But I covered Dennis from start to finish.
You did.
Yes. And my first disclaimer is, in my books, Dennis Oliech can do no wrong. No wrong whatsoever. Never seen a Kenyan footballer like Dennis. In my watching football.
Yeah.
At least when I could comprehend it and cover it as a journalist.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, for me, yes, those are the two names that I have in my mind, because the other two, just like if you have not watched them, definitely I haven't watched.
We haven't.
I haven't watched the other two.
Yeah.
So for Olunga, I caught him in for Oliech, I caught him in the latter years. Akimaliza.
Au umekuta Oliech ako retirement hapa
Akimaliza.
Really got to watch him.
So for me, ideally, I would say that it's Michael Olunga. He's been the captain of the side. He's done so well for very long. Because I saw a picture of him with Olunga with Oliech some years back. So I assume that he's been in this role for very, very long in this national team. And how he carries himself, I think it tops everything else for Kenyan footballers. He's just the right image that everyone should follow. So I have him as my number one.
For Kenya, I think right now he's the face of Harambee.
Not right now. Yeah. Nah.
Yes, I'm saying
not the
I'm
question.
comparing.
The
Yeah, I'm
question was
comparing. Yes.
comparing these strikers, the ones, our last big striker was Dennis the Menace,
Yes,
Kajole,
Then
and
Olunga.
Yes.
I think talent-wise, Oliech was way better compared to Olunga. But in terms of consistency, I think Olunga is there. He's been there for a minute, compared to what Oliech has done.
When did Oliech make his debut for Harambee Stars, guys? 2001, November, December in Tanzania.
Mm-hmm.
Played all the way to AFCON. Anyway, I'm
That's
old.
to answer the question of consistency.
Yeah, I'm old,
Yeah.
but I'll tell you this.
Okay.
Talent-wise, you are right. Dennis was something else. Kajole was something else. Dennis Oliech was unbelievable. Dennis Oliech was unbelievable. That acceleration, that burst of speed, that excitement, that he's got some verve you cannot explain. Dennis, top dog. That one. Then, of course, for me, I say Olunga rises to the key moments.
Yeah.
Guys, when Dennis Oliech helped us win Sekafa, we hadn't won Sekafa we won Sekafa first in 2002. We hadn't won it since 80-something.
Yeah. That's around 20 years.
And he would come off the bench. The Tanzanians would call him Litoto. Litoto Lilela. Because you're still a kid. But his acceleration, what he did for us to win that Sekafa, what he did to take us to our first AFCON, through the front door. Wacha hii ingine mulisneak hapa hivi watu wakabaniwa. Through the front door. The things Dennis would do, like the things Dennis did for us at Kasarani. Dennis is the one guy, he's the one Kenyan player who would stand up at a game and tell us, mukuja mapema kesho, nitafunga by halftime. And I kid you not. It's there. It's God. Yeah, for me, it's Dennis. Dennis can do no wrong in my eyes. All those moments we have celebrated Dennis. Kenya versus Guinea Nyayo Stadium. I'm sure you've seen the footage. I think Zico was coach or something.
Yeah.
89th minute, shot from the edge of the box off a corner. There's a reason. What did we used to say? There was a song in the stadium. You guys are too young. Oliech, Odinga, Obama. There's a reason. He was the only footballer in that list. There's a reason. Those are the people we was put on. So for me, Dennis, all day, every day. But I'm